Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle and I'm the owner of Damn Fancy Creations and the Drunk Flamingo Glitter. In today's tutorial, I am going to be showing you guys how to use the new TDF heat transfers that I just released on thedrunkflamingo.com, as well as a review on the new HTVRONT auto heat press that I just got in. My TDF transfers are very comparable to a DTF print. They feel very similar. These are definitely thinner than a screen print. The care is also going to be the same. So if you guys are selling these to customers, you want to tell them to wash in cool or cold water, also tumble dry or hang dry, and if they need to iron it to smooth out any wrinkles, make sure to let them know to iron on the back side, never iron across the print itself. These are printed on a very thin vinyl on the same commercial printer that I use to print my pattern vinyl adhesive sheets. So in this tutorial, I am going to be walking you guys through how to press these transfers, and we are going to be using the new HTVRONT Auto Heat Press. Let's get started. Alright y'all, so this is the auto heat press. I love it so much. I wanted one of these when they first released, but they were on back order, and I was asked if I wanted one in exchange for a couple of videos, but they ended up being on back order and I never got one. So I had somebody reach out to me again and ask if I wanted one again in exchange for a couple of videos and my honest review. So of course I said yes. So I am just showing you guys kind of the basics. It has a 15 by 15 pull-out drawer. There's about an inch to an inch and a half space between the drawer and the top of the heat plate. So you do have to be a little bit careful when you're trying to maneuver a shirt under there. So this is the power button. You just click that button, turn on your machine. This is the temperature button. If you want to change the temperature, you just hit that button. And then you hit either the plus sign to raise the temperature or the minus sign to decrease your temperature. Below the temperature button is the timer. So if you want to change the time, you just hit that button and you press the minus button to lower the time, or you press the plus sign to raise the time. It is super simple. All of the heat presses I have used, this is the most simple and straightforward way to lower and raise the temperature, as well as lower and raise the time you want it to press. So these are a couple other buttons down below. This first button has a few presets, so you can go through them. I believe there are 4. This button right here is the auto press. So if you press that button, pull your drawer out, put your shirt on your transfer, and push the drawer all the way back in, it will auto press for you. If you think, oh no, I didn't need it to press yet, you can hit any button on the screen and the heat plate will automatically rise and you can pull your drawer out. I prefer just to press it myself, but this is a good feature for those that would like it. So now we're going to get into the pressing part. So this is one of my transfers. I leave this little piece on there in case you guys need to remember who you bought your transfer from, the size, what I call it, etc. So this is my mask sheet. When you guys get your transfers, you will already have the mask sheet on. The mask sheet is basically a piece of transfer tape. We are going to use it to pick up our transfer and put it on our shirt. So I like to curve my transfer sheet, put it right down in the center, and then let the edges fall. That is how I get my smoothest application for my mask/transfer sheet. I also like to use my little vinyl squeegee and just smooth everything down just so I know that the transfer is attached to the mask sheet. When you guys get your transfers, you will not have to be doing this. I plan to offer my transfers with the mask sheet already attached, but if you have a transfer from somebody else and you're not sure how to use it, I'm just showing you guys how to do it from start to finish. So now that we have our mask on, I am just trimming off all of the excess. I don't need it on there. I don't want it to stick to everything. So I am just trimming it all off. And while I'm trimming this, I will go ahead and let you guys know that you can apply these transfers to any shirt material. It can be 100% cotton, 100% poly, it can be a cotton poly blend. So before I lift this transfer off of the sheet, I am going to go ahead and remove this little piece. So when you guys get your transfer, this is what it will look like, but you need to remove this little piece. I just leave it on there for reference for y'all, just like I do with my vinyl decals. So I'm just peeling it off. You guys can save these in a little drawer if you want, just for reference. But we don't want this to be attached to our shirt, so we're going to remove that, set it to the side. So now we have our transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up my HTVRONT. I am using this Gildan brand. This is a cotton poly blend. I think I just picked this up at Joann's, but I do prefer to get my shirts from Jiffy. They are definitely more affordable if you purchase from a website such as Jiffy Shirts instead of going to Joann's or Hobby Lobby. Sometimes they have good deals, but Jiffy definitely has a larger variety and color options. So I'm just going to put my shirt on there as straight as I can. And I also put an extra silicone pressing mat on my HTVRONT, so my shirt was kind of sticking to it a little bit. But once I have it on there, I'm just going to pre-press my shirt, and there's little Birdie jumping up in her little perch so she can look out the window. So I just pre-press this for a few seconds just to get out any wrinkles, and then I'm going to lint roll this. This one really did not need to be lint rolled, but I'm just going to show you guys. And once we have it lint rolled, we will be ready to apply our transfer. And there's little Cashy jumping up to bother his sister. And I typically do not use these shirt guides, but since this drawer does not pull out all the way, my larger heat press that I have is a 16 by 20 that has a pull-out drawer, and it pulls out all the way. So it's a little bit easier to apply transfers. And then I realized I had the wrong guide on there, so I had to go find the right one. What I have found easier with the HTVRONT is actually taking the shirt out a little bit, then applying the transfer, and then putting the shirt all the way back in there. That seems to work best for me. Some people also press it the opposite way. It just kind of depends on your preference. So I'm just going to put my guide up there. I typically like to apply transfers about 3 finger lengths down from the neck of the shirt. And this is when I always get like OCD. I try to put it on perfectly. So the mask sheet that is on our transfer, we are going to peel that off. So this is just like a vinyl decal. It is a little bit more difficult to remove. And you do want to do this slowly. You don't want to just rip the sheet off because you could tear or wrinkle the transfer itself. So I just do it slowly. This is real time, so you guys can see how slowly I pull. And that transfer really is on there good. I do plan to lift up the transfer and then put it back down, so it's a little bit easier for you guys. And I also just wanted to go slow just so I was 100% sure that I wasn't going to rip any of my letters. So once we have that off, we are going to apply that sheet to our shirt. It is still sticky. And I do like this part. So once you get your transfer straight on your shirt, you know it's not going to move anywhere. And I promise y'all, it took me more than one time to get this straight. I think I lifted it up probably 3 times just because I wanted to make sure it was super straight. But I spared y'all those details. So once I get my transfer on, I like to kind of lift my shirt up and actually hold it up and look at it just so I can see how straight it is. And if I'm happy with how straight it is, I'm going to put it right back on my heat press. I try to press so that the collar of the shirt is off of the heat press. I'm going to cover this with Teflon, and I am pressing my transfers at 300 degrees, and this one I did for 15 seconds, but I do recommend at 20 seconds. So 300 degrees, 20 seconds. And then we're going to press our little button, and down goes the heat plate. And you guys can see it counting down on the screen. And then it will lift up when it gets to 0. And I really, really love this feature because with my heat press from Heat Press Nation, it would make the loudest noise whenever it was done. It would pop up super strong. There's no way that I could walk away from it or grab something or do something else while it was pressing. So this feature I think is amazing. So I'm just smoothing down my print with my little squeegee again. I just want to make sure that everything is down. I do suggest peeling these warm, not hot, not cool. You just want it to be warm. So I'm just taking off, airing it out a little bit, and then I'm going to put it back down on the heat press, and I'm going to start peeling up that mask sheet. So I think it's cooled down a little bit. I just don't want to rip it off. Again, you want to be careful when peeling these up. Depending on your heat press, you may have to play with the temperature a little bit. I let mine cool a little too much, I think. But I'm just slowly pulling the mask sheet up. And once I have the mask sheet up, I'm going to smooth out the shirt. I'm going to reapply my Teflon sheet just to press it one more good time, just to make sure that that vinyl is down good. And once you have your shirt pressed for the second time, it will be complete. Super simple to use. I do suggest waiting at least 24 hours before washing. You want to wash these inside out on a low cycle cool water, and then you want to dry them tumble dry. I threw all of my shirts in the dryer on a tumble dry and they turned out perfectly fine. I did not even need to iron them or anything. The transfers were not wrinkled. I was super happy with how these turned out. I think I've already made about 10 shirts for myself. The feel of these transfers is very comparable to a DTF print. It is a very soft feel vinyl. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Don't forget, if you want to check out this heat press, this is a code you can use through the end of the month. Here are some transfers that I have available on my site right now. If you guys have specific questions, please ask below. You can also ask in my Drunk Flamingo group that is on Facebook, and I am more than happy to help you with any questions you have. And here are some of my favorite shirts I made for myself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the transfers. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned something new, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to catch the next video coming up that was picked just for you. As always, if you're looking for more tips, tricks, or tutorials, be sure to check out my Damn Fancy tutorial group, my Damn Fancy tribe, or my Drunk Flamingo glitter group. All are linked in the description. Thanks for watching.